like it's freezing up. But I already talked about the books. Some of y'all might know who this is. The girl went to Southside High. Let me put my books down. Of course, you see anything in the background, you know, I'm always selling stuff. Anytime you want to donate to the page, my cash app right there. Y'all know I'm just about solo dolo. I be having the 48 rolls of tissue for $20. I have a special on everything. Don't get it twisted. I'll just show y'all some of the stuff I've been working on. Where should I get into that? I'm waiting on my little cousin Antonio and Ray them to come in and then live so we can kick it. So we can kick it. I be meaning to keep this with me everywhere I go. I don't know how it get out of my possession. When I be out, I got a lot of Mexican customers. So when they come up, they say how much some cost. I can always try to remember the price. That way I can learn Spanish. See, $85 is gonna be 80. And I learned how to say 50. If somebody know how to say that, say it for me. 20, 20. And I need to keep this with me because not trying to be funny. Man, I don't know if it's just a flea market thing or street hustling thing. They will spend some money, man. I tell you something, when I go to the flea market, and I don't know, and I done been to the flea market in Douglasville. I go Phoenix, Alabama. I done went to South Carolina, and I've never been a dude want to sell no bootleg clothes or nothing. But when I get to these places, and I have my merchandise out there, I might put a brand new shirt on the table for $1. You know, I'm gonna give something away one day. Throughout the day, I'm gonna give away something, but it's gonna have to be a surprise. You're gonna actually have to be a customer to know. I ain't gonna just put $1 on the jersey and then the first person buy it, he don't even buy nothing. It'll be somebody fumbling around at my table and they'll be like, "What you want for the jersey?" I'll be like $1. They be like, "For real?" But in my mind, I'm just blessing somebody. I'm gonna let them spend $1 on the whole $50 jersey. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I sell them for. But blacks got a bad tendency of this just might be a flea market thing sometime when I be out here in front of Burger King right here off Campbellton Road. If I hide from my booth, so people will get out their car and they'll start trying to shop. Sometimes if I come out, they'll be like, "Oh damn, he a black man." Seems like they'll just get in the car and leave. You know what I mean? Like who was you looking for? You looking for a woman? You were looking for a Korean, or you thought the folk from American Deli was selling the clothes, but you gonna buy something from them. I can't name 2 people go in there argue with American Deli about them damn wings, you know what I mean? And damn sure ain't going in Publix and Kroger and argue, but I be at the flea market. I sit back in my little booth, set my table up. Now I always have good pricing. Black folks will see you when they walking down. They'll cut their eyes over there and look at you. Then when they get by your table, you might have some shit cost $100. Might have on there for $10, $20. Black folk will look at you at the corner of your eye, and when they get by your booth, they will intentionally keep their head straight. And then this other lady, she go down there. She said, "I've been dealing with it for a long time." You know what I'm saying? She said, "I got regular customers." She said, "But I don't know why black folk, like at the flea market, it might be me, and then it's a lot of Okay, it might be a white customer, might be a Korean. They're gonna put us together. That one thing about that flea market, they ain't gonna mix us up, blacks over here, whites over here. Black people will come and pick up some sporting cards, you know what I'm saying? Dale Murphy, them, all them on them, knowing they ain't finna buy now. Over there playing with the white people, nice, popping them out, act like they're gonna buy some. And I always keep a little toy. I wanted the children to be with them, mess around, look at that. I said, oh, mama, that's a nice teddy bear. That's a nice little bubble gun. I said, bring, get back over here, get back over here. And the reason why I was just bringing that subject up is I think we are, I'm gonna say the word competitive. We've been competing against each other so long to where when it come time to support, you might look over at my table. If I don't shade good and give him a shine on, you know, dude, he with his girl, he grab his, he might look over there. I might look like one of his enemies. I might not have on the right color. Or, now he might just be a player head in his hood where he from. So well, when he leave the hood, he be different. He be like Moneybag Yo them. Like I don't care nothing about supporting my people, but when I leave the hood, I'm gonna make sure I go spend with everybody else. You know what I mean? So you can tell me you can pass by my booth. You don't even say, hey, bro, how much that cost? You know what I'm saying? But you just was in the gas station with the folk with the little dots in their head. You know what I'm saying? You barely question them. They could charge you $3 for a small bag of potato chip now. And black folks will hurry up and buy it. And then to walk by me, I got a little thing I do now. I don't know. And I don't guess it's no secret because everybody see me doing it. I look around my store and I said, what all I done had for a good little while? I done paid $5 for it. Sometimes you done paid $10 for it. I said, when I get out here today, I'm gonna make me a $1 table. Everything a dollar. That don't mean nothing wrong with it. Again, I just be blessing people. You took time to come over there and mess around with me at my booth. I done went and got me some signs made. Plus, if you see my tent, it be on my table, everything $1. So when I set up at Burger King and people ride by, the red light gonna catch them. You can't just run the red light. People be in their car. It be one person, two people, three people. They be looking over there and they see that sign, say everything $1. But my dollar table be set up nice, but you might see my jersey back here. They not by the dollar table. People will actually pull their car over there, roll the window down and whisper at me and say, is that Falcon jersey really $1? You know what I always say? It's an Atlanta thing. Wherever you were raised at or however you were brought up, you felt like you don't want to spend with the black man. But you would love to get his stuff for $1, really get it for free. Because I know you ain't never went in Kroger and asked for something, $1. You know what I'm saying? When you know it costs $10 and $15. You never went in the beauty salon, brought that hair up there and put it on that counter and them Chinese said $14.99. You ain't never said, is that really $1? You don't try them folk like that. You try the black man. Willie Litchhorn, you know what I'm saying? Crab and Barrel, all that good stuff. Trust me, when I got out the dope game, I saw every which way a person can backstab you. I done seen them did it. But as long as I had some dope and I was peddling and I was pleasing folk, I had folk wouldn't even talk back to me when I was hustling. Not that I was no bully or nothing. They knew I had something they needed or wanted. But soon as I got out the game, People see me sometimes. They like they be in shock. They be like, "Is that Rockhead? That him for real?" I wonder why he. I wonder why he don't just start back. I tell you a story. The reason I never started back hustling. 2005. I come home. I'm happy to see everybody. I see Lil Boo. He done did like a little 7, 8, 9. I see Al Kareem. I see 6 9. You know, see the little dudes I growed up with. You know what I'm saying? And every time I had got somewhere with them and started a conversation, it was always something I didn't want to hear. You know, like brother might have some money and they'd be like, "You seen Michael Miller? You seen Ben? You seen Big E?" You know what I mean? Like, now they already done chipped in. What you gonna do? You know what I mean? Oh man, go and get something, man. Go and get something. I help you get rid of it. Nah, you can't help me get rid of nothing after 7 years. You supposed to have something, some motion now when I got back. Because if I didn't teach you how to cook it in the pot, how to treat a customer, how to run a parking lot, how to talk to the neighbors, how to go up to the rent office, if you didn't learn nothing from me that you could have put with your game after they took me away. See, cause I give you a pass because I know they took me away so fast. We didn't get a chance to plan nothing. I didn't have no second in command. I didn't have nobody that was similar to me. So when they knocked my head off, I was in there saying, well, it's gonna be an ugly ride because I didn't have a number two. And the dude I was really, really, really close to, he ain't never said it out of his mouth. But every time I used to call home, they say, he hang on Simpson now. He hang over here now. He hang over there now. It's like just out of OG respect, he left the hood. And he said, I guess he probably said to himself, you gone, Popeye gone, Bowman gone, Atlanta did this. We're gonna put the Perry home people down here, force them down in here with y'all, take their apartment so y'all can fight. So once Perry home came, Born home came. Oh, so like if it was a fight between Bankhead and Perry home would call some Bankhead help down there. Bankhead didn't have no more side neighborhood we could call. Adamville wasn't gonna help us. You know what I mean? That's one thing I know. Adamville wasn't gonna help us. Adamville been hating Bankhead ever since we went to high school. And my partner Bruce Sheffield, when I got to Harper High, he was like one of the only dudes to me that wasn't prejudiced against Bankhead coach. I even met a girl one time. Wayne Ryder set me up with her. We went over there. They had the movie theater set up in the backyard. She looked at me and she liked me and she liked me and she liked me. And we got at the kitchen table. We drinking, getting our all on. Finally, she said, when I was growing up, I couldn't stand y'all Bankhead niggas. My mama put my sister out because she started sneaking and dating a Bankhead nigga. We just sitting there talking and stuff. So I know she want me to like her, but you just out there and see it when you were growing up. She said, don't take it out on me. My mama made us that way. You know what I mean? She said, I had a car at school. Y'all didn't have no car. Y'all were poor. And she said, I used to drop my sister off of Bankhead, sneak around there with that dude, and I'd leave because I always knew My mom said, "You better not never met with nobody from Bankhead Coach." And we got a little drunk, and the most he talked bad about Bankheads, he named a couple more little incidents and stuff. I knew I wasn't gonna mess with her, you know what I mean? Like, next time I seen Wayne said, "Hey man, what happened with you and the girl? I hooked you up with her sister, man. She be asking about you." I said, "Wayne, she don't like Bankhead." "Oh man, I be over there every day with them. We laugh and joke. We do so much." I said, "Wayne, that'll be like me going with a Ku Klux Klan. They accept me now that I'm grown and I'm on and they see me. But she is a black Ku Klux Klan. She don't like Bankhead." Do that make sense, anybody? You gonna date somebody when you know they can't stand nobody in your hood. They was already raised to be prejudiced. Just let them go head on. Hold on, let me get some of my tea. But I always get on this. I know they ain't gonna give me nothing for promoting, but I've been on Moringa tea for a long time. Coffee is bad for you. I don't care what nobody say. Too much caffeine in your body start messing up your joints. Let me see if anybody got a question that I can answer while I'm live. Uh, the white, type in a question, buddy. Somebody told me the last time you didn't check your messages. Let me see. I don't be seeing no damn messages. Let me see. Somebody left a message. And I know I got some people from the country in here. If you from down the road somewhere, I met a dude. I ain't got nobody on my Instagram. I met a dude named Eric Yarborough. I want to say he from Manchester, but I know he was from down that road somewhere. If y'all run into Eric Yarborough, let him know his boy looking for him, man. Let's want to say, hey, uh, them Nash brothers. What his name was? Steve Nash, Walter Nash. Ray, I wish Ray was on. Ray could tell me what them Nash boys' name was. We met down there. I'm gonna give y'all a little backstory. Uh, 1998. Like I put in my title, I stayed up there on Six Flags Drive. Damn it. What up to that boy Fred? Fred, the only dude I know, caught 3 trafficking cocaine charges back to back. Every time he bond out, he sold somebody some dope, caught another trafficking, sold somebody dope, caught another trafficking. I was like, damn, Fred, Clark County. Clark County was good with the informant game. Uh, if somebody was to ever do it, I don't know, we can get up to date or get up the information, the stats. They were so low down and dirty, they was intentionally, they got away with some stuff. If Roland Martin or somebody like that was to get the info, they got away with some stuff. Clark County locked up everything. The dogs got caught with a straight shooter, got caught with a crack pipe with no crack in it. They played like crack was in it. They got on the expressway. They had them cars where they could see through the doors. They got out and played like people with DUI. I'm talking about Clark County got away with some stuff. If you from Cobb, you know. Cobb County got away with some stuff. And don't nobody never said nothing about it today. Just let them folk have their way, man. Cobb messed up some lives. They took some people's lives and didn't care how they did it. Some 4, 5, 6 years. Got another dude now. Now he out of Opelika, Alabama. Damn. Walter Dooley. Every yard, bro. Them was my boy, man, from down that road, man. Man. I don't think I have to ask nobody where Walt at, because they said Walt, or what we call him, Sonny, man. So he just caught a messed up case and down in West Point somewhere. Went back the route down the road at 50. I don't know what I'm on over there, but I don't like it. But man, I'm finna get out of this one because this don't look like it's doing nothing. Yeah, that wasn't doing nothing. Give me a minute, y'all. Y'all know I type slow. Going on. I don't know what that is right there. Cuz, where you at? Clay, where you at? Uh, this was the subject we was on, and I said we were gonna do a part 2. This is the lady. How you hold the picture right? So I turn it that way. That's who taught me the game, even though let everybody see this. I told the story about I was already a little weed man. Uh, just had dropped out of college, started getting some money. 1985, 86, somewhere around now. When I cut into her, a lot of these stories I can't tell raw like I want to, because people grown, people done got out the streets. People got husbands, stuff, and daughters and sons. People don't really want to hear that about their loved one. You know, a dude called me the other night. I was in there sleep. He just kept calling the phone. He said, Flair, who is 14? I looked at the phone and I could see whoever he was. Now he work at night. I said, wherever he at, he's somewhere chopping up with somebody. Somebody done told him who 14 is. 14 is a nickname. Like I say, we don't bring up people past no more unless it's good. You know what I'm saying? But it's a part of Atlanta history that we got to be able to tell that when they start making up laws about I came along and followed the game. Like I say, this girl taught me the game and she was 17. I was 22. She was already dancing. Back then, you used to go get this down home. Is that North Avenue, where they got Punch City Market at. That's where the license plate was when you want to dance. So you can go in the neighborhood and get somebody social security card, birth certificate, and go down there and you can get you an ID made, and then we could put a girl in the club. It's all history though, but that's what everybody used to do. You know, down here on Auburn Avenue, it used to be a little pimp cage. It used to be a cage with women in it, and it had like the apartment where Martin Luther King got shot on the balcony. They had the girls on the top and they had the girls on the bottom. It was a little hotel room, wasn't no bigger than this apartment. About 4 rooms downstairs and 4 upstairs. I guess the pimps had the rooms. And so when we were little, we ain't had no $25, but we be down town playing around and stuff, messing around, and you walk by and see the girls inside the cage. You be like, what the hell they doing inside the cage? You know what I mean? I didn't know nothing about no pimping then, but if the police came by and grabbed the girls and searched them, they all had this fake ID, what we used to call a fake ID back in the day. When your mama said you were grown, when you turned 14, 15, 16, if you were from a poor neighborhood, those pimps used to be out there looking for those girls. And, that's why pimps was able to be successful, because pimps had some money and they could coerce a girl into something. It ain't like what we talking about now, this gorilla pimp and this gang pimping. That wasn't pimping. Pimping was you get you one, you get her fake ID, you put her somewhere, let her get her some money. You give her some money, let her take some home, you put some in your pocket. This gorilla pimping they doing, I don't even want to talk about that, you know what I'm saying? I seen some stuff on Fulton Industrial. I wanted to beat the dude up, but it wasn't my business. I was just up there trying to sell me some sacks. I opened up the dude's hotel room. He had a dog cage in there, but he didn't have no dog. Here we go again. I wonder what my friend is. I just want to see her fade, because she never would tell me that he would put her in that dog cage. And I used to see her down that cliff spot some late nights sometime. And we vibe and kick it, you know what I mean? See, I don't know if he went to jail at one time because he was up in the bluff, and when she leave cliff spot sometime at night, she ask for a ride, I'd drop off in the bluff. I never could get up and say, hey, baby, was he putting you in that dog cage? You know what I'm saying? Because I just knew I was a good dancer, what cliff spot used to be called? I need to ask Tony what they used to call it over there in the junkyard. 4, 5 in the morning, man. You go in there, I guess. I was staying on Campbell Road. Them girls stay up all night dancing down there in that little trailer. That's what Cliff had going on, man. And I remember one time I didn't have no tool on me, but the bankhead in me would have helped him, that they're being sprayed up. But me and Cliff and the big security guard from Bankhead used to go with Nene. He was Cliff's security guard. It wasn't called Deja Vu, the little late night strip club he had in the junkyard. But he was Cliff's bodyguard, or he was a security guard. And the girl Pat, who used to go with Kitty Boo in Bankhead, she called herself around in a little kitchen. It was just a trail. There wasn't enough room. Enough girls lined up on the hall, and us fellas would sit over there and smoke our cigarettes, smoke a little weed, drink a little beer, get us some dance up against the wall. It was a good time. And one time, me and Cliff chopping it up when you first come in the door. Cliff ain't never did them. I got money. So Cliff says, well, this time I was the candy man over there Campton where I got shot, but I had Baby D, Shan, Jessica, Jalissa. I had me a little 4-man crew, but I ain't gonna say I'm gonna say it. I wasn't into the pimping, but I went down there one day and tried to put my girls in there, and he was like, "Man, there be some real pimp down here. They be on some you know, some real crazy stuff. So these little girls ain't ready, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna take them out of town. What up, Daryl? What up, D? So I said, all right. So, you know, we got to talking and we were sitting down there talking and a dude came up to the door and Cliff looked at him. He said, hold on, I'll be back. He left me and the dude standing there. He didn't even charge the dude to come in or nothing. He went round the back of that trail and he come back, he had a gun about this long, you know what I'm saying? Had a clip in it. He told the dude, he said, man, get out up here, man. Don't you never come around me again. You know what I'm saying? So the dude had a couple of partners with him, said, hey man, what's up, man? What you mean, man? We just trying to come in and spend some money, you know what I mean? And I'm sitting there like this ain't my fight. I don't want to be right here in the middle. You know what I'm saying? I look at the little trailer. If I go back in the trailer, I'm hemmed up in there. But if he run these dudes off, I know they ain't gonna do them to go somewhere and get something to come back. Cause he drawed down on them. You know what I mean? And big security guard from Bankhead, he come out the back. What's going on? Woo woo woo. So the dude leave, you know what I mean? He be like, you know, head. He said, I got it going on out here. He said, I just hate to. He said, them boys like they took me there. He said, that dude know what he did. You know what I mean? He used to run with the little robbing crew back in the day. He said, he don't want to do a little time. He think when he get out, he can just come in my spot. Say, you know, they robbed me. But he said, I gave it up. He said, but they did too much when they did it. All that putting you in the trunk and taking you over here and taking you over there. He said, I, man, I always respect the robber gang. He said, I always had something to put up to the side for them when they came. But he said, all that, man, he said, man, I ain't, man, them folks put me in the trunk, man. He said, well, he said, he can't come here. He said, then if I just went on and did what I want to do, he said, look at that right here. He said, I got a club in the junkyard. Don't nobody even know. He said, that's just a front. He said, I'm going to get me some money, man. That's that Atlanta story, man. You know what I mean? Oh, I could go on and on and on because you know what? I tried to roll on Atlanta Avenue. When I first jumped off in Bankhead, I'd go down, met with my cousin, not. I'd stand out there, you know what I'm saying, on the side of their house. We trap a little bit, trying to get him into the game. You know what I'm saying? Because Bankhead was already doing his thing. Hey, not you could be the man over him, you know what I mean? And then I went to Techwood. My older sister gave me her apartment, and Big E old lady Terry gave me her apartment. So I was doing my thing right there on Venerable Street. You know what I'm saying? Then when my baby mama 59 got the apartment down on the Horseshoe, me, 59, little mama, Stacy, Charles, Cooley, little Barlow. You know what I'm saying? We hung out there with Rabbit them. You know what I mean? We was in Techwood. You know what I'm saying? They ain't look at us like we were no threat. We were right there vibing with them folk. You know what I mean? Dooley them, Pimp Tie them, you know what I mean? JoJo them, young. We all hung in that what they call a horseshoe down in Techwood. I'm telling you, if it was about trying to get $1, I was trying to get $1. You know what I mean? And then 59 got an apartment right there off Simpson Wood, right there by the graveyard. They call it something else now, Collier Heights or something. And I met a lot of those Simpson Road dudes cause we had 2 apartments out there. Miss Charlotte had an apartment, me and 59 had an apartment. We were kind of in the back, so both of us were rolling. Miss Charlotte, rest in peace, you know what I'm saying? Stacy Charles, her mama, man, was a real hustler, man, real legend in Atlanta. I got to give it to her. A lot of people don't get their credit, though. Big Carla up Bankhead, she a real legend, you know what I'm saying? My homegirl Debbie Gal, you know what I'm saying? She a real legend. Her and her sister Barbara. A lot of folk don't get no credit. They think I was trying to tell my little partner Rooster. I said, Rooster, you look at me and then you look at another dude who sold drugs and you figure like, what, you ain't never run into him, you ain't never run into you and him one cool, and I always try to explain to him, Rooster. It's a difference in a person who was just selling drugs. He met somebody and somebody just gave him some drugs and said that was the only part of the game he learned, Rooster. I had to learn it from when you put it on the spoon and light it and you get that cheap alcohol and you sit there and watch Simon them, Cleve them hit the rock, you know what I'm saying, on the big old, I'm gonna have to start get some pictures. They ain't had that little old scrape shooter like this no more. They had this big old pipe they put in the mouth. Somebody else had to light it. It was so big. Somebody else lighted while the smoke would hit it. At a big old pipe, you know what I'm saying? They turn around and pass to each other, you know what I mean? You know, you could get hooked as a kid because you sitting there looking like, and see, that probably how Hot Dog and Cleve and all them folks got hooked. They were watching everybody else get high, so they were like, I'm gonna try that one day. You know what I'm saying? And one thing about a pretty girl back when we were growing up, if she know you had some dope to sell, she gonna try to put that scrape shooter in your mouth because she know once she got you high, she gonna be able to get all that dope. You know what I mean? So a pretty woman would turn you out, you know what I mean, on them drugs. But I was telling Rooster, you know, I had to learn it from the giddy up. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't just have no dope. You just stand here and sell this. So, you know, you from over here by watching how Allenville, somebody just front you some and you just ride around in your car and you just sell it. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. I had to really sit here and manage and organize other people's kids. I had to talk to their mama. I had to try to deal with the rent office. I had to deal with the red dog. Way before the red dog, I had to deal with the police. You know what I mean? I had to learn how to get the bags, how to get the cut, how to get the mannitol, you know, don't get high on your own. I had to learn all that, Rooster. I wasn't just, no, I didn't just wake up and just, oh, he's selling some sack. So he supposed to got a certain respect from me. He never got it. I would cut different. You know what I mean? I would cut different. When I brought this one to Bankhead Coat, a lot of things changed. So I guess I could tell this story because it's true. After she taught me the game, and I had already told the story about she was already well versed in the game because she was dancing at a little club down here where not the Civic Center, World Congress Center, what it was a Civic Center. It did used to be a little strip club right there. So she knew all that. But like I say, she had already had a fake ID. So what we did, we went over here where North Punch City Market at where they had a license and got a license. Now I got to find a club. Bam, we go to Magic City. Magic take her back that little thing, come back say, you know, she wasn't no like they got big old twerking ass women today. She ain't have no great big old booty, but she was cute. Magic would let us in the door. So we went to another little club on Marietta Street called VNS. If you really from Atlanta, you know about VNS. Bam. Put my girl in VNS, go down there, get the light. She dancing about a week. You know what I'm saying? She meet a girl and say, oh, come on, let's go up to the Blue Flame. She tell me, so they said Blue Flame, get some money, take me up to the Blue Flame. Blue Flame used to have amateur night. Wednesday or Thursday, one of them. Took up there, put in amateur night. And did pretty good, you know what I'm saying? And little Mike and the real dark and what his name was, Steve. Like Big Kato over there. Then it wasn't no little Kato, you know what I'm saying? They give him a good little job at the Blue Flame. So I had to run downtown and get another license, you know what I'm saying? Got a license to the Blue Flame. She stayed in that Blue Flame for a good little while. That's when I cut into 14. Well, when I got 14 the idea, I couldn't put her in the Blue Flame because I put her over at VNS because me and that boy were cool. He would let me bring one. Then I cut into a little girl named Fresh. Oh, Fresh. Damn. That's a trip. Fresh. So I got one in Blue Flame, got one VNS. Put my smooth talk down, put Fresh over here. We went out there at the West End Mall. Purple Onion. Purple Onion, yeah. Bam. Cut into another little girl, glamour girl. Woo. Like my gang, you know what I'm saying? Took her to Montrose. Montrose Metropolitan, right? Yeah. Me, little, what was my name? Jesse. Lime Street Indicator. And the other little boy, damn, I said I always call Jesse. Jesse and Charles. They had a little girl over there in the Purple Onion too. We used to sit around and then drink a little drink and stuff and sit there and, all us old dope. So we was like what they call tennis shoe pimp. But we had women in the club. So we'll lead there and we'll ride down to Montrose, you know what I'm saying? We'll ride the Blue Flame, pick up some little money. We sit there laughing and giggle. I had old burning Cadillac back then, you know what I mean? But I had learned the game, man. One time I was 4 deep in these streets, you know what I mean? And I can go on and on, man, to new, you know what I'm saying? Gold, you know what I mean? Sparkles, you know what I'm saying? And the one that would have got me rich, some pimps took her from Montrose. I don't know. I had a little cat eye when I had met out there in Fire Park, me and Feli. Looked like she was Hawaiian, you know what I mean? Lord, I put that girl in Montrose, man. About 2 days later, I didn't see her. I come up there to pick up. I'm about to know where she at, man. I was riding around, wanting to kill every pimp in the city. I said, these little dude, these curls in the head. If I could just, they was to tell a lie and say with one of them, I was going to get him. You know what I mean? But anyway, they said the lie going to end. I guess I done did too much talking on what it was. TikTok. TikTok said you talk too much. I'm gonna try to do it for you, TikTok. You ain't got to do it. Live with Ian. It said they said some inactivity. No, that's in. We're gonna drag the puzzle into place. I ain't that damn smart. But anyway, Live said they seen some funny activity while I was talking. I don't know what that means. I don't know. I hope ain't nobody trying to do nothing to me. I ain't got nothing y'all could take. That's what I be telling them pretty girl when they send me a friend request. First thing they said, where you stay at? I said, block. You know what I'm saying? What the hell you finna do? Try to make an ID card? I got my sister and my nephew from Alabama on live. Y'all know y'all know I can tell a mean story, right? So let me see, can I get my hat right? I had a homeboy named Dave White. He used to rob, right? Me and Dave started out together, man. That's why I said if it was someone in Atlanta, I was trying to get some money. I had to went up on Elm Street in the Bluff and got me an apartment. And I had David White and Michael. And what the like Michael Seal, that Shirley, yeah, Michael Seal and David White. Right before David White caught that case. He ain't never had to catch the case because we had a trap. When Al Kareem caught his case, he didn't have to catch his case because we had a trap. All y'all had to do stay right there. Eventually, that was gonna be your trap. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't have the whole Bankhead. Just be straight up. But I had just went down the road 1987, 88, and I had left a car or two down in Alabama when I first got out. I was trying to get myself back situated, and I had some people down in Alabama helping me do something, but I don't know if you want to say they were clumsy or low down, you know what I'm saying? But they're taking and mess it up. So I called myself on, be ahead of the game. I took Dave to Alabama and left Dave White down now. Said, I'm gonna let you run this little part of Alabama for me while I still do the Bankhead thing. I didn't know, and probably still don't know, if Dave and the dude in Alabama and a couple more of them with my little partner them said and keep them back then. I don't know who all snouted or who all did what, but they wasn't keeping it where it's supposed to be. And when they mess up something, Dave get real mad and he want to take them out the game, but they were my family members, so you couldn't do that. So I had to go back down there and get Dave, bring Dave back to Atlanta because they wanted to hurt some folks. You know what I mean? I got good stories. I'm telling you, real true story down there in Alabama. I sold my black Cadillac. Remember, I had a black Cadillac with a bunch of flakes in it. I sold it to Wayne down in Alabama. Young boy started getting some money. Yeah, I got Alabama story too. But my daddy saved me one time now. I used to try to take something to Alabama, and he used to always try to find out what time the police change shifts. So I used to be down there like, okay, if you're gonna get on the expressway, the police change shift like 10 at night. You know what I mean? At 10, I was finna hit the expressway. And went about an hour and 30 minutes, you know what I'm saying? Right at 10 o'clock, I load my car and I'm leaving Bankhead going to Alabama. They just changed shifts. Sometimes I get out and I've been and I already beat them in there. You know what I'm saying? The new ones ain't got out there in time. But I got Alabama story too, though. You know what I mean? Went to Forrest Park. Uh, I think it was just in me all way to sell clothes or something because I went to Forest Park and turned to the candy man. I was trying to throw the folks out from us having the work. So when I went to Forest Park, I was selling clothes and candy and stuff. That was me and Fila. Got a little apartment over there on the street called Rock Cut Road. I'm gonna remember that because it got rock in it. But I know some of y'all, I don't know if it's your first time checking me out, but I'm working on some things. It'd be hard because the way these folk got it done, if I don't get my own equipment, I almost have to charge $40 a shirt. If you know me, you know this the building I stayed in Bankhead Court. That Melvin David apartment. And that was our old, before we got a gym right next to it, we could play in this little recreation center used to be right there. And on the other side of the recreation center were Willie them, Lady them, and then us. Because, Then a little Bankhead History. It's the first parking lot. It was Lil Boo and Al Kareem, Kenny Hill, Ed Brown, you know what I'm saying? Dave, Marcel and Lucky Dean on the can later. That was they parking lot. You know what I mean? So working on some things, trying to get us some shirts made. You see the shirt I got on? You see the Falcon shirt I had made. Sold pretty good. But I'm working on some things. Of course, I need me somebody who could edit videos, who could do some research or something. I could pay them to go dig up the research and all the stuff I need. Because it's going to be hard for me to get off work, calm my mind down, try to come get online, try to do talk about a subject. If we had those crime statistics from Cobb County, that probably would be major because nobody never asked how many people Cobb County locked up for drugs and how Cobb County turned them confidential informants loose on Atlanta. Y'all get serious when I go to something like that. Cobb County could turn a black man into a Ku Klux Klan because that guy when I was growing up, I used to be like, why did the black man ever become a police? Was that before Martin Luther King or after? You already seen what the people were doing to us. So what did we call the first people who started being black policemen? Did we call them Uncle Toms? And I know people gonna say, well, you was coming out the cotton fields and stuff, and you wasn't getting no money. And they finally gave you a job as a police, you took it. But you remember the people that used to work out in the farm, picking the cotton with you, and all of a sudden they was in the house and stuff, and every time you look around, he stayed in the house, and they wouldn't let him come back out there and sleep in the barn with you and the family no more. So you couldn't confront him like, damn, bro, you just turned on us. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna end my live tonight saying some of y'all turned on me. When they started letting y'all stay in the house and not come back out there in the barn with me, y'all turned on me. And that's why I can't do it no more. But anyway, man, tell from Bankhead OG. They'd like to get over here and tell a good story every now and then. Let y'all know what we really, really do in these streets. Because, you know, we can go on and on. We can talk about the skating ring. We can talk about the Omni. We can talk about Wayne Williams. We can talk about when we played basketball, Adam Park, Thomasville. You know what I'm saying? The little girl. Man, come on, man. The little girl from Cobb Home shoot the ball so good. Should have been in the NBA right now. But everybody be safe, be good. And if you haven't already subscribed to my Bankhead, go to Rock's Bankhead TV and subscribe. It don't cost you no money. Get my followers up so when I get ready to shoot the movie and bring out the Bankhead story, you know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody to miss nothing out, all right? That's Rock's Bankhead TV at youtube.com. Because you know I'm Bankhead Rockhead on Instagram and I'm Bankhead Rockhead on TikTok. Okay. Okay. Is he trying to help me with the shirts? Okay. Is he gonna help me with the shirts? I'm gonna holler at you, nephew.